What's up, guys? I'm going to be silent for a second so you can hear what I'm hearing. Not sure this is going through, but I can hear a light pitter-patter on my roof of the rain. It's been raining here in southern Florida, Miami, all day. Torrential rain. Rain that was like blowing sideways. It's not so bad now, but when I hear this rain, it's so relaxing. Not only that, but it really makes me feel grateful. Grateful for what I have. Because there are a lot of homeless people here in southern Florida, here in Miami. A couple weeks ago, I was working in Fort Lauderdale, and I was looking for free parking. So I drove over the bridge, and on the other side of the bridge were some business buildings, and I parked in a parking lot for one of these business buildings. And across from that business building was an abandoned business building, and under the eaves I saw a family. They looked like a Haitian family, and they had a queen-size bed just laid out in this outdoor walkway that was roofed. It was in an abandoned building, and it just, I see that. I see situations like that. I see and meet homeless people who sleep behind buildings and shops. Sometimes when I'm driving away from work, I'll see homeless people settling down near abandoned buildings or under walkways where there's a roof. I see it all over the place here in Miami. So I feel super grateful that I have a place to sleep and be. Like, when you're homeless and you're just sleeping, out in the open, a lot of these places that the homeless people sleep are not private. Like, people can see where they are. They can see them sleeping, and that to me would be so disturbing. So that would be hard for me to do psychologically. Here in this environment, I have my window shades up, so I can't see out, and people outside can't see in. And the cool thing about these window shades is that people outside, they can't tell that window shades are up, because my windows are tinted, and the other side of this Reflectix is black Reflectix. So the windows are tinted, so it just looks like a deeply tinted window from the outside. But the point is I have privacy. I have privacy. I have a bed. Here's my bed back here, which I'm gonna hop into bed after I make this video. I have climate control. If it's too hot, I can make it just right. If it's cold, I can make it warm. I just feel so grateful that I have this, because I've seen a lot of people that have less than this. And not only that, but I just came from Uganda, where most people, like 99% of the population, don't have the means to even own a car. So yeah, I'm super grateful. And I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I'm trying to convey that to you. I want to respond to some comments I've been seeing in the videos, answer some questions. I've noticed a lot of comments about like, oh, how could you leave Japan? In case you're watching one of my videos for the first time, I lived in Japan for 20 years before. So a lot of people are saying, how could you leave Japan for living in your car in America? And I really don't understand that comment, because I'm happier living in my car here in America than I would be if I was living in Japan. It's kind of a stupid comment, because, like, I'm not perfect, but I try to live the kind of life I want to live. So if I wanted to go back and live in Japan, why couldn't I do that? It's a rhetorical question. I could do it, is what I'm saying. So if I wanted to be in Japan right now, I would be in Japan, but I don't want to be there. And I think people that make these comments, they're not talking about me. They're talking about themselves. They're projecting how they feel. And that's fine. You can feel that way. But I guess, you know, I mean, I think a lot of people that leave that kind of comment have never lived in Japan and experienced a lot of the negative things that I experienced. I mean, it's certainly not the worst place in the world, but it's just like I lived there for 20 years. I've done it, you know? It's not interesting to me anymore. Every place I went in Japan looked the same, you know? It's like every little freaking Japanese village or town or city you go to, there's always going to be shrines, temples, Yoshinoyas, Matsuyas, those are Japan's fast food restaurants, and there's going to be a sushi-san, a sushi restaurant, and I mean, it's the same. Everywhere you go, it's the same. And it's like just miles and miles of Japanese people, and they all have the same reactions to everything. I mean, look, when you've lived there a long time and then you also speak Japanese, you can predict and tell, you know, I don't think any foreigner who's lived in Japan a long time can deny this. When you've lived there that long, you can almost predict with 100% certainty how a Japanese person is going to react to something you say or something you do. And I don't want to make this video a rant about that, but I'll give you an example. You can predict with almost 100% certainty that if you eat with a Japanese person that you've never eaten with before, and you eat with them for the first time, and you're just, to you it's going to feel normal, right? I'm talking about using chopsticks. You're eating with chopsticks, and you've done this 1,000 times, and you're very comfortable with chopsticks. I think you guys know where this is going, right? You can predict with 100% certainty that this motherfucker that you're eating with for the first time, this Japanese person, is gonna say, "Oh my God, you're so good at using chopsticks." Like, that is so fucking condescending. Go fuck yourself, you know? And what I would say to those people is like, you know, if you see them use a fork, you can just say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you can use a fork. You're amazing." Anyways, there are lots of little anecdotal stories like that. But anyways, I'm going off tangent here. The point is, it's like, I've done Japan. I'm done with it. I don't miss it, guys. I don't miss it. Would I like to go back and someday? Yeah, of course. I would love to go back, and I'd love to go to like a kaiten sushi, or eat sanma again. Sanma is like a really nice fish in Japan. I think it's Pacific Sauri in English. I don't know if Americans eat that or not, but yeah, and then the fresh crab and the ryokans. Those are like a ryokan it's like a traditional Japanese lodge that has where you can also bathe in natural hot springs. So yeah, I mean, I would love to do those things again. And I would enjoy doing those things. And I would enjoy it for, you know, anywhere between 1 to 3 months maybe on a tourist visa. And I'd be fine. I'd get my fill, and I'd, you know, and that's it. And then I'd move on. So, yeah, when you make that comment, and I'm sure it's not going to stop. Like, I'm sure every freaking video I make talking about my car life and my life here in America, there's going to be some twit who makes that comment. But that's fine, you know, like, I just got to clear the air on that one.